Okay, this is a Roswell bathroom. This bathroom is a little bit large, but it's got a lot of angles going where the tub's at and the door, and coming around here. And we've got a walk-in closet on one side here and another walk-in closet on that side, and a toilet closet, and then jacuzzi tub and the enclosed shower. When I say enclosed, I mean that it's got tile on the inside as well as the ceiling, and it doesn't have any opening or anything. What I generally like to do on these showers is get rid of this and actually make a knee wall here and get rid of all this, so it's kind of I don't know, kind of more light comes in. In this case we're not doing that, but what we will do is put in a fan. If you notice, there's no fan in this shower. So there's a lot of mold and mildew issues from not enough steam escaping. When you take a shower, you only have this area right here for any moisture to get out, but yet this is lower than the highest point of the shower ceiling, and so that's the reason we're going to put a fan in there eventually. Anyway, this is all carpet, which in a bathroom is generally never a good idea because of the mold and mildew issues that get up underneath it. I don't know that we'll find any of that. Probably around where the shower entrance is, there'll be some mold and mildew issues on the floor, but hopefully not a whole lot, in which case if there is, we'll just replace that section of flooring. The rest of the carpeted areas that are in the closets will not get any tile, except for this one here. The smaller closet will get tile. This whole floor will have tile on it. I believe it's going to be a 16 by 16 tile, or possibly an 18 by 18, and more than likely it'll be a diagonal tile coming into the bathroom here. It could either be diagonal, in which case there's going to be a lot of odd kind of cuts, or it could be straight. Either which way, there's going to be diagonal cuts just by virtue of the different angles in here, so that's what that'll end up being. That same tile will also go into this toilet closet area, which now has ceramic tile, so all that will go off, and that tile will continue into here in the toilet closet area. The same type of tile will probably be used on this backsplash area, and generally I like to see it go up to that the bottom of the window sill, but I doubt we'll do that because it's pretty high up. It looks like about 18-19 inches. So I don't know that that'll happen, but definitely for sure the shower is coming out. All this tile will come out, including the ceiling and all the walls, and this is the old 20-year-old construction method. So inevitably there's going to be a wire mesh with the concrete embedded in it, and then the ceramic tile, which is never a good idea in the shower, is on top of all that. So you've got probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches thick of this wall in order for all this to come out, which is a good part of a ton of material, and including the shower floor, which is probably 500 pounds of shower pan that was poured in here. The way it sets now will almost be the way that it will be later, except obviously with an upgraded bigger tile. There'll be a 12-inch tile on here. On this back wall, this particular back wall, there'll be 2 niches. There'll be one on this side for her and one on this side for him. There might in fact be a niche over on this wall, but I'm not really sure yet. Obviously the fixtures will get changed out. We got his fixture here and her fixture over here, so those will be changed out for sure. This bench will go away, but they still want a bench, so this will be a little different. This ceiling follows the roof line at an angle. The roof line comes down this way before it stops, and we're going to put a wall-to-wall bench. So the bench will be almost that deep. It'll be about 16 inches deep, and probably almost about that height, but it will go from this wall to that wall, contiguous. But we're going to recess the wall back. Since this wall goes at an angle, it's going to give us more room depth-wise to get that bench recessed in, hopefully that whole 16 inches, so that where you see this seam at will actually be lower. It'll be about down here in order to get that depth, and then when you actually sit down, you'll be kind of staring at this angled part of the ceiling. A little complicated to explain, but you'll see it on the end video that I end up doing. So this shower will get complete makeover. I believe this bottom tile is either going to be 4-inch tumble marble, or it's going to be a rock type tile, which is always kind of nice to get rid of all these angles. There's a lot of cuts, these diagonal tile that go across here didn't start as a diagonal, they started straight, but this line isn't straight. So to negate any type of angles, we're considering using the stone type tile, and that will probably work in pretty well. So it'll definitely be a profound difference from before and after. And this is day 1, and we're going to start doing the tear out on this shower and this this bathroom. Oh, these vanities are also coming out. These long vanities, as well as the tops, are coming out this side as well as that side. The mirrors are also coming out on both of these sides, and the cabinets will be replaced, and a new countertop and new faucets will be put in as well. So this is day 1, and I'm going to get started on the demo. Okay, this is a Roswell bathroom finished. When I first came in here, this floor had carpet, and we were going to do like a 16 by 16 or an 18 by 18. The customer changed the plan and they did this design, which is kind of weird. There's 10, either 8 or 10 pieces that go in one of these designs, and they come in a box. So laying this out was not a lot of fun. You can tell there is some type of pattern to this, but anyway, this is probably about 200 square feet of floor tile that came in here, and it took some time to put this in. You can tell the vanities are gone, as are the mirrors. They don't have the vanities yet, so my friend Ron is going to go ahead and take care of that when they finally get the vanities, because I have another job to go on to. Anyway, we didn't do anything with the tub. This tile got cut around the tub on purpose because the front of this is plastic and is an access panel to the motor and everything. So what we're going to end up doing is putting a piece of molding, plastic molding, that's going to go around this crack here that I intentionally left open to put the molding down. That way, if anybody needs to service that, they just take out the molding and you have access. And in the meantime, we put in a backsplash with this brick pattern with the bullnose wrapping around it. And if you recall, it was just standard white tile with, I think it was a purple trim or something that was down there. But that looks a whole lot better. I think it's even a little bit higher than the other one was. We didn't do nothing with the tub. This is a jacuzzi tub. They decided to leave this, and they're going to change out all the trim on here and update it. And so we left that alone. This was the toilet area, and it got straight 12-inch going across. Of course, there are diagonal cuts because of the shape of the room, but this got 12-inch. We did transition from this pattern here. It was too difficult to try and move that pattern into this area, so the transition got made with this marble strip, and went ahead and put up the base. This base that used to be, well, it's right here, all painted nice and white and everything. It's a 4-inch, 4 by 1, and so went ahead and replicated that. You recall this was also builder's grade 4-inch tile on this floor, probably about 200 pounds of subfloor below it. It was quite thick, quite heavy. Got that taken out, and because it had the standard grade white tile, it also had, you know, a white base tile. So it didn't have this before, but we added that in, and that will get painted, as well will the walls eventually by somebody. So that looks good. They're going to put a new toilet in, and they don't have a toilet yet, as well as a vanity, so they'll wait on that. My friend Ron will take care of that. In the meantime, oh, there's a little linen closet. So kind of did the same straight pattern with the transition going into there. That vanity's gone. And here's the shower. Now, if you recall, this was also standard builder's grade type tile, and it is now marble. It's actually a tumbled marble, more travertine than it is marble, but it does have a smooth finish. So they ended up with these bullnose that wrap around the edge and all the way up, and one contiguous piece, which I really like. It's a 6-inch wide piece that got set in there, So, you know, of course it's at a slope also, so that'll never have any issues. And that actually got set first before the sides got set, so any water penetration is going to naturally fall off rather than get into the seam. And then they have this larger base tile, which, you know, I'm calling a skirt for lack of a better term. That skirt went all the way around the wall in the shower. Don't really see the point, but you know, it does add a little something. Although, if it had been a tile, it would have been fine. It's really thick, and you can't tell the thickness by looking at it. So, had they just used another tile that was off color like that is, and then it would have saved a lot of money. That goes all the way around. As you can tell, we put in the stone type tile on the floor. Actually, the drain wasn't in the center, so after I did the demo and everything, I centered up the drain the best I could for this diagonal type opening. So the drain is now center. We have this rock tile going throughout the floor, which, you know, is okay. And everything sloped down to the drain. And what else? Well, we got the two fixtures that were already there, but we changed out, you know, they're new fixtures now. Did the replumb on those. His and hers. And we have the niche. Now, the same tile that we used over here for this backsplash for the tub ended up inside the niche. And then we did a little pencil trim, which I'm not too fond of putting in, but you know, it turned out good. And you know, it's a good sized niche, his and her niches. This house actually, well, there's a bench. This house actually sets, the shower sets on the outside of the house, so the rafter, the roof line goes down this way. If you recall, it already had a bench in here, but they wanted a larger bench and they wanted to back it up. There was more room behind here before you got to the outside exterior wall. So we backed up this whole wall probably a good 12 to 14 inches in order to get a bigger bench, but then also not detract the size of the tile, or the size of the shower rather. So the size of the shower is still the same regardless of the fact that we have a bigger bench. So I just kind of backed everything up, built another wall back there, and built in this larger, bigger bench. In addition, we did this brick pattern, which isn't grouted yet because it just got set today, but this brick pattern is on this angled wall all the way up. So it's a lot of tile, but it's one of the easiest things to do. Instead of one of these are actually a 12 by 24, quite heavy. Trying to set those, this is a 5 by 5 wall, trying to set those would be very, very difficult. So they finally ended up with this brick, which, you know, looks really nice. We put a fan in here, which didn't exist before, and because it didn't exist before, they had a lot of mold and mildew issues. So they're not going to have mold and mildew issues anymore because they got a fan. That's about it. So this is the inside, looking as if you were inside taking a shower. And, you know, painter's got some work to do on the ceiling in here and the walls and all that stuff. So anyway, this is the inside looking out. And quite the project. Normally my bathrooms last about 8 to 10 days. This has been a full 13 days, so it was a little more extensive than I anticipated, but I think it turned out good. So I'm going to back out of here and move on to the next job.